Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, Simply Stitch Crochet. My name is Christina and we're here again. It's another Monday. What does that mean? It's time for updates on whips. Today I have a kind of sad yarn review. I have a new project that I started because plans who, goals who, I'm just starting new projects, it seems like at this point, on a weekly basis, which is fine too because there's no rules. There's no rules. Work on what you want to work on when you want to work on it. That's all I have to say about that. And I think that's all I have for today, actually. So let's go ahead and get started. I have my notebook, trusty dusty, all the time. All right, updates on whips. So I worked some more on my rectangle shawl or poncho, excuse me, rectangle poncho. And I finished the second ball and just barely have started on the third ball. To be honest, I think I'm gonna have just enough to finish this with the third ball because I think I'm going to end up adding a couple extra inches to this. I've kind of been, as I've been working on it, every few rows, I've kind of held it up to myself and I'm looking at where I think it's going to fall on me. And I think I'm going to end up adding a good couple of inches to the 20 inches that was suggested, just so that it'll fit how I want it to fit me. I think that'll be fine. Each ball has given me about 8.5 inches. So I'll get that. So I think right now it's measuring, I just measured it the other day. Did I write that down? I don't think I did. I didn't write it down, but I measured it the other day and I believe it was just at 17.5 inches after I finished the second ball in the middle of a row. Then I finished it attaching the third ball and then I measured it and I believe it was 17.5 or 18 inches, something like that. So I think I'll end up adding maybe about 22 inches and I think that'll be a good length for how I want the poncho to be. So that's my update on this. And honestly, I'm really liking the bobbles. And as I've been working on this, I have been trying to kind of convince myself not to turn this into a blanket because I'm really, enjoying it. It's been fun. It's definitely has some nice weight. I love how it feels, how the bobbles feel. And I also like how the colors are playing out in this as well. So still not my favorite yarn, but how it's working up, it's nice. It's nice. It is nice. Again, not the softest yarn ever, but I know this is about to really keep me warm. So that's honestly, for something like this, that's what I am more concerned about, is something that will keep me warm. The next project I have is my new project that I started. I had a hankering to start something I don't normally make. I think I've only ever made 2 or 3, and that is, hold on, a hat. I started a hat. And not only did I start a hat, I started a hat that has cables. And oh my gosh, looking at it on camera, the cables look so good. I just started this yesterday. I don't know what came over me. I just said, I want to make a hat. And I said, I don't want to just make anything that's just like one stitch. I wanted to make something that had a little bit more detail. And I came up with, I'm going to make a cable hat. And looking at it on camera, I am incredibly impressed with myself. It looks so good. Excuse me, I think maybe this is the first time I've actually sat back and looked at it since I started working on it, but it looks so good. But anyway, yes, this is the hat I've started. I mean, I don't think I have much more left to go. Too many more rows left to go before I will start closing it off. But this is just called the cable hat. I got this pattern from SimplyStitchedCrochet. You know, I will link the video tutorial down below as always. But yeah, I sat down and I said, you know, one, I wanted to do cables because as much as I love doing my simple stitches, my double crochets, I could sit and double crochet all day, just probably rows back and forth. I mean, I do back and forth. I love, love, love double crochets, but I just had this urge yesterday. I said, I want to, one, make a hat. I said, it's getting cold. I want a hat. And two, I said, I want something a little bit more detailed. So would I say this has been simple? The stitches, yes, this is composed of double crochets, half double crochets, and treble crochets. Treble crochets are my least favorite stitch. My absolute least favorite stitch. I'm neither here nor there on half double crochets, and you know I love double crochets. But I just kind of said, I have been more recently wanting to kind of level up my crochet, do things that are a bit more complex. And I came across this and I just have sat down, and it took me a while to remember. It's only a 2-row repeat, but it took me a while to remember where all the different stitches go on the parts where you do the cables. So I was doing a lot of going back and forth on the video, trying to remind myself, make sure I didn't make any mistakes. There was a point where I had to frog back like 3 or 4 rows. Oh, it pained me, but I did it. And now again, looking at this kind of for the first time, I'm very proud of myself. So with that, you guys, try something new. Even if it takes you a long time, or it's frustrating, or if you're using a stitch you don't like, try something new, because I guarantee you put in that time and effort, it's gonna turn into something beautiful. This is so beautiful. And of course I did it in my favorite color. Even though I wanted to do black, I knew that with those cables, no, not with black, not for my first time. This is my first time ever doing cables. And like I said, I'm impressed with myself. These look really good. So try something new, you guys. I will, like I said, I will link this down below if anyone wants to try this specific pattern. Yeah, really nice. Yes. So that's the new project that I started. Only one new project was started this week. I did not work not once on my heartstrings blanket. I did not work on my second corner to corner blanket, and that's okay because the weekend got away from me and I ended up not even being able to crochet that much. So this was, you know, like I said, yesterday afternoon is mostly what I worked on, and my rectangle poncho, I worked on that a little bit Saturday morning. So not having a lot of time really to crochet much over the weekend, which is when I do like the bulk of my crocheting. So, you know, it's like that sometimes. So next I have my yarn review, and I'm so sad because my yarn review is on the Halo Colorama. You guys, I started trying to work up something with this yarn. This is my second pattern I attempted. I don't like it. I can't see the stitches. To me, it looks like, I mean, I'm gonna be honest, it looks a bit of a mess. Like, if I get close, like so much so that makes me feel like, oh my gosh, I just did this in a very sloppy manner, but I know that's not it. I know that's not it. It's the yarn. It's just, I don't know what it is, but as you saw last week, I bought a lot of this, and I wouldn't say I'm having buyer's remorse, but I am contemplating if I want to return all the other balls of this that I purchased, because the first pattern I tried was one from Yarn Inspirations. It was a shawl, of course. It was a rectangle shawl, and I didn't like that. and I thought it was the pattern itself, but just out of curiosity, I don't know if I have it here with me. I tried that same pattern with just like a regular acrylic yarn. I did a couple rows and I was like, okay, it's not the pattern. So I frogged it. As I attempted to frog it, I got knots. I did get knots. It did snag on itself. Not a lot, only a couple of times and nothing major, but it did snag. And then I switched to this pattern, which is, I don't remember off the top of my head which pattern it is exactly, but it was a bag o' day shawl pattern, of course. And I want to say it's a recent one, actually. This might have, I think this was, yeah, the fan. She just, in a past week or two, put out a shawl pattern that had fans, like the fan stitch. And, or these shells, I don't remember. That's neither here nor there, but I don't like this either. I don't like it. And I said I'm gonna try one more pattern, one from Yarn Inspirations, the one that, another one I really liked. But yeah, what do you guys do when you buy a yarn and you buy a lot of it and you end up not liking it? Do you take it back? Do you say, hey, I'll just put it on the shelf, I bought it, I'm not taking it back? You know, one day you circle back around to it and you find a pattern that it works with, or yeah, what do you guys do? I've never been in a situation like this, I don't think, where I've not liked it so much so that I actually would want to take it back. And I guess I feel that way because normally with such a simple, like this is all double crochets and chains, and for a yarn not to look good with double crochets, I'm, as a double crochet lover, like I'm sad. Like I'm so saddened by that. But yeah, so I don't know what to do. So many times you buy yarn and you may not like it right away. That's my oven, that's my dinner, that's ready. That's that. You don't like the yarns right away, but you go ahead and, you know, you keep it because you might circle back to it later. I went to go turn off the oven, otherwise it would have kept beeping. But yes, I'm gonna give, I think, this till the end of the week, and then I'm going to end up, I think, returning those cakes because I did buy a lot of them, and I might keep, you know, 3, just because you never know, things do circle back around. New patterns are always coming out, and a new pattern might come out. There could be someone right now who's had this same experience with this yarn, working on a pattern that will make this yarn just look so beautiful. And so I'll have a couple cakes. So maybe like I'll keep the other 2 of this colorway and maybe one more colorway. But I think I'm gonna end up, again, I'm gonna give, there's one more pattern I wanna try that's for this yarn. And if I still don't like that one, I think I'm going to, yeah, make that that's a tough call, but I think I'll end up taking them back because, I mean, I bought so much of it. I bought so much of it. If I had only bought maybe even just like 2 colorways, like 6 balls, I probably would keep it. But because I bought so much, I think I bought like, I have 5 colors, 2 or 3 of each one. I think I had at least 15 balls of that. That's a lot of balls of a yarn that I don't particularly like. And I'm someone who, I go all in when I buy yarn. I rarely, the macchiato cakes, that's the first time I've ever gone into buying a yarn and been like, I'm just gonna buy a couple balls to see if I like it. But that's also different because I knew what I was getting into a bit with that yarn. I didn't know what I was getting into with this yarn. All I knew was people have compared it to latte cakes, and as much as I love latte cakes, I was, you know, really hopeful. And it's very, it has nothing to do with how soft it is. It is so soft. It feels so nice. It's just not working up the way I would hope. I mean, even looking at it in the camera, I can't see like the stitches. I can't see them. So I could see this might be like a good blanket, a yarn to make a blanket out of. You know, something like a corner to corner, maybe even where you're not so concerned about seeing stitch definition and things like that. But yeah, I'm not really with it. And another part of me thought, okay, maybe a lighter color, but I don't want to like start using another cake as well. So if I decide to give like one of the lighter colors a chance, I'll make the decision to, gosh, stuff is just beeping today. I'll make the decision to obviously like keep that color as well. So I'd have to be, you know, very strategic about that. But based on this one, yeah, I am not for the Colorama Halo yarn, which is so sad because it feels so nice and it's beautiful. And I really wanted to see how the ombre was going to work its way out. But, oh well, that's what happens. As yarn lovers, you know, you try the yarns and they're not all gonna end up working out. So, you know, that's okay. That's okay. I'm sad. But definitely leave down in the comments below, what about buyer's remorse? Do you ever return yarn if you buy it, it's new and you don't like it or you don't like how it works up? Do you return it? Do you keep it? Do you give it to someone else? What do you do? Let me know in the comments down below. And that's all I have for you guys this week. Make sure you please like, comment, and subscribe. Share with your friends. Let them know what we're doing over here on Simply Stitched Crochet. And I hope you all have a great rest of your night. Happy crocheting. Bye.